Good evening and welcome. We begin our meditation shortly. I hope that you've had a good weekend so far. Kept yourself nice and calm and are ready for a spot of meditation. You're welcome. Good luck with that, Andrew. Are they open then? The hairdressers, they decided to open? Or are you getting it done by someone in your home? It has been good weather, yes. I don't know. Andrew will share his experience if he's still awake. It may have drifted off. A personal arrangement. Sounds interesting, Andre. Well, that'll be exciting, won't it? To hear all about it on Monday evening. That's it. Oh, really? Raining in Scotland. Yeah, it was raining a little bit earlier in the week down here, but today it's been a bit overcast this morning, but as the day went on, beautiful. I lived in Glasgow for a while, and I remember the rain there. Fantastic, proper rain. Horizontal rain. Welcome everybody to this Saturday night meditation with Adam. We are here and it is session 83. I hope you can stay with me until 8 o'clock. If you can, keep your concentration focused. You'll get the reward from it with that mental discipline. Discipline isn't a particular popular word, but when we are training our mind, which is what we're doing in meditation, we're disciplining ourselves. We're controlling ourselves, developing the ability to direct our mind where we want it to go, to direct our life where we want it to go, instead of our thoughts or our uncontrolled thoughts sending us where they want to take us. Well, not necessarily where they want to take us, just out of habit. Our uncontrolled thoughts. Uncontrolled thoughts can seem harmless. Being in autopilot mode, which we can be for some of the time in our life, can seem harmless. Yeah? But over time, we experience the unpleasant effects of being in an autopilot mode and being controlled by our uncontrolled thoughts. All the problems we see in the world, and there's quite a few to see, are there not? It's relentless. They all come. Where do they originate? The problems that we see when we turn on the news. And where do these problems originate? Where do they come from? Who is responsible for these issues that we see? What's the root cause? It's worth thinking about. What is the root cause for the problems in our life? We may intellectually say, oh, it's my mind, it's my mind. Yeah. But how do we really feel about it? Deep down, who do we blame when things don't go our way? Uncontrolled mind leads to uncontrolled actions, which leads to effects that we then have to deal with. So we trace everything back to the mind. And this is why we're meditating on the mind. We're exploring the mind. And we're taking everything back to this phenomenon, our mind. And we're separated. We're starting to see we are not our thoughts. We may have a lot of thoughts taking us in a particular way, taking our life in a particular way, making us say things, making us do things, but that is not necessarily who we are. When we have a lot of unhappy thoughts that are very strong in our mind, that doesn't mean to say we are an unhappy person. Yeah. And it's the same when we look at someone else, when we see someone else who has unhappy thoughts. The kindest thing we can do for them is not necessarily to give them lots and lots of advice, but mentally, when we're with them, be able to separate them from their unhappy thoughts and give them the space to be able to grow out of that space, out of those thoughts. And this is the same for labeling anything and anybody. As soon as we label someone as something that is negative, we imprison them in that discrimination. It's lazy thinking, really. That's what it is. It's just lazy thinking. Like, we may see someone engage in racist behavior. Yeah. They may say something, or they may engage in physical activity. Does that mean that they are a racist? Or does it mean that they have tendencies to have those attitudes and responses? This is something we have to reflect on and question, rather than immediately jumping to a conclusion. Because when we're training our mind, we are recognizing that the way that we label other people, whoever they are, whatever they're doing, is a reflection on the relationship with ourselves. It's all telling us about our relationship with ourselves. And we can box ourselves in. This is why meditation is so liberating. We can box ourselves into our own discrimination. Oh, I'm like this. I'm like that. Yeah. And we put ourselves in a pigeonhole and we get stuck in there. But we all have great potential to change. We have the potential to change. This is where we must start with. It's always starting. We have the potential to change. But also, other people do as well. Other people have the potential to change. They may have strong tendencies to engage in negative actions, whatever those negative actions mean. that doesn't mean to say that that is them permanently. They are a permanent whatever. Yeah. And there's no hope for them ever to change. If we have this attitude towards other people, it's mirroring something about the attitude that we have to ourselves. We need to start giving ourselves a chance to make changes, to change, to transform, to develop. And when we do that, then when we relate to other people, we will also give them a chance as well. Rather than identifying with negativity, we try to go deeper and look deeper. Now, that doesn't mean to say that we agree. This is the distinction we have to make in our mind, and this is where the lazy thinking, it misses it. We have to discriminate. We're not saying that we agree with the person's actions. We agree with the person's activity. But we're realizing that that isn't the person. Yeah. So important, this distinction. It's one of the most important distinctions we need to make in our own mind. Step one. But then with respect to the way we relate to people, otherwise we just perpetuate this discrimination. And it causes incredible division in our own mind and in the world. All the problems that we're facing come from the mind, come from our mind and the minds of other people, uncontrolled mind. We're trying to control our mind, but not in a tight way, in a joyful, relaxed way. Is to try to enjoy meditation, the joy of meditation. Yeah. And the way to do that is to approach it in an expansive, open way, which is why we're doing these Himalayan meditations, to get an enjoyment. But the indication that it's having an effect is how we relate to other people. Are we still getting angry when we see other people engaged in particular action? Is that our knee-jerk response? Anger is a knee-jerk response. And when we have that response, do we believe it? Yeah, because if we're practically applying this meditation on the sky and the clouds, we have to appreciate that even though that anger feels so right and real, it's just a cloud. It's a big black cloud. Are we going to believe it and choose to see a world that is filtered through that emotion? Or are we going to let it pass and use our wisdom and see the world through the wisdom eye, the third eye, as opposed to these eyes? This is our freedom decision. But to do that, we have to be patient and we have to think for ourselves instead of being force-fed information. And that's why we meditate. So let's give it a go. Once again, Saturday night meditation. We enjoy our mind, turning our attention inwards. And we begin by taking 5 long inhalations. Deep inhalation. And breathing. Deep inhalation. And breathing out. Deep inhalation. And breathing out. Deep inhalation. And breathing out. Final one. Deep inhalation. And breathing out. And we set our intention. So we try to develop a sense of equality, recognizing that everybody who we share this planet with has two basic wishes: to be happy and to be free from suffering. In that sense, we are all the same, regardless of our appearance, background, education. Deep down, we all have these basic wishes. We extend our good heart to everybody, wishing that everyone can find freedom and happiness in their lives, beginning with those people that we know, our close family, our friends. And then if we wish, we can extend our loving kindness to include as many people as possible. This is our freedom. We can meditate on behalf of just ourselves, on behalf of our family and friends, our community, or if we wish, the entire world. Imagining ourselves surrounded by everybody. We develop a feeling of warmth towards others. And then we engage in the 9-round breathing to help clear the inner energy and bring some clarity to our meditation. To do this, we place our thumb inside the left hand, take out the index finger, press down against the left nostril, and breathe in. Switch, press, breathe out 3 times. Deep inhalation. Switch, breathe out 3 times. Hands in the lap. Deep inhalation. Breathe out 3 times. Go again. Deep inhalation. Switch. Breathe out 3 times. Deep inhalation. Switch. Breathe out 3 times. Final one. Deep inhalation through both nostrils. And breathe out 3 times. So in these final 9 rounds, it's over to you. Engage in this breathing exercise and hold the breath for as long as you are comfortable with. Breathing out all the exhalation. My body is like a mountain. My breath, like the wind. And my mind, like the sky. I appreciate the vastness in my mind as I look deeper, positioning my attention in the center of my body, around the heart center. And I discover this vast space, going deeper than the usual busyness, the discrimination, the reaction. And I discover this vast space, more subtle level of mind, formless, spacious, cognizing, try to hold this image, and we find it single pointed. And we approach it joyfully. It's a happy time. We're enjoying our mind. We're not forcing or doing something that we feel we should do. We're just sitting and enjoying the vast space of our own mind. We abide here. We don't follow distraction. We abide. We rest in the present moment. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. And remembering our intention, our inclusive intention. Remembering how we all share the same basic wishes to be happy, to be free from suffering. We extend our loving kindness to all those around us. We dedicate the good energy from our group meditation this evening. All the people in our life, our community, and if we wish, the world. We make the intention to explore our mind and how we react and respond to what appears to our mind. Okay, thank you very much. When you're ready, please bring your session to a close. We're training in watching our mind instead of watching other people's minds, watching what other people are doing. We have a look at what we're doing instead of blaming other people. We take a look at our own mind and appreciate how with our mind we create the world. If you don't like the world that's appearing to your mind, instead of blaming it, getting angry with people, change the mind. Some people say, oh, how's that going to help anything? Just changing your mind. Well, try it. You can't intellectually get it, can we? Unless we go into our mind and change it and then see. When we change our mind, we change our intention, and we change our intention, we change our view, and then our actions change. Every day, we only have a limited amount of energy. So rather than putting it into blaming people, put it into changing the mind. If we can look deeper into our mind, which is what we're doing in meditation, if we can see through the thoughts that come, then we are liberating ourselves from these thoughts. And then when we see other people, whether it's in person, on the internet, on the TV, we don't react. We look deeper. Then we can develop compassion rather than anger. The ability to do this is not intellectual. It comes from our own experience. And that experience comes from taking the time to meditate, which is what we're doing. Well done. It's Saturday night, isn't it? There's so many other things we could have done, but we came along and meditated. Well done. And I look forward to maybe seeing you tomorrow night at the same time for Sunday night meditation, getting ready for the new week ahead. I wish you a pleasant evening. It's still here in England anyway. The clouds have come over. I wish you a pleasant rest of the day, and thank you for logging in, everybody.